How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 of A Critter's Corner. This brief little message here is because we decided to record this episode in mono audio instead of stereo like we did the first one. But it turns out what we didn't know was that when we do that in Audacity, it only records one of our mics. So Raymon sounds pretty good this episode. I, however, sound like I'm filming a separate podcast 2 rooms down the hall. So, I don't know if we're going to use the podcast audio, and I'll see what I can do. But just so you know, going in, this episode is going to be it's going to be sonically a very unpleasant experience. But we'll resolve it for next week. So please stay tuned. And I hope you enjoy it still. It was a pretty good episode, this one. We talk about good animals. A lot of fun banter. So, I'm sorry. Enjoy the episode.
So, I had a dream last night, right? So, I remember we had a conversation recently, probably within the last 2 days. We had to talk about how funny it would be if someone owned a sweater that looked like a college sweater, but it just said the word college. Right?
Yeah.
So, I had a dream last night, right? And I had this dream that I had a sweater, not like the one we're talking about, but I had a sweater that said Harvard University on it. And I don't know where I got this sweater from because I didn't go to Harvard, unfortunately. And I remember we were going to go out, you and I, like to a store or something. And I was debating wearing it. And I remember you were like, I was like, I can't wear this because people are going to think I went to Harvard. And then you're like, why would anyone give a fuck about that? And then I was like, you know what, you're right. And I put it on and we went to the store and that was the end of the dream.
That's it?
That was my cold open for you.
Is your animal a toucan?
What? I'm gonna look at this camera.
Oh, I have to look at that one.
Yeah, you look at that one, now look at this one. Welcome back to A Critter's... Welcome back to A Critter's Corner, fellas.
Victor!
Episode 2, and the first one was a hit. Everyone loved it. No notes.
No notes?
There's no notes.
We're recording on a mono stereo now because of a note.
That's right. So no notes, perfect episode. Couple of notes, though. So, the stereo audio was a little, let's say, divisive. People like the idea of it, but a lot of people don't listen to podcasts with both headphones on or speakers. You know what I mean? Sometimes people listen to a podcast on a walk, and and sometimes listen to on a walk, and they just don't have both earbuds in, so they could only hear one of us. So, as much as I like the idea of stereo and one of us coming out of each ear, I guess from now on we're going to do mono recording because, for convenience sake. That was that note. Another note we got from our good buddy Jacob.
What was the note? I don't.
He said that we spent a little too much time talking about other things at the end of the episode. That by the time we finished talking about our second animal, there was 28 minutes left of the episode.
You can click off, Jacob.
You can just stop watching the podcast. Jesus.
I love you, Jacob.
You just put on like a super mega cat. You can watch anything else. God. Anyway, that being said, we're not professional podcasters. We're not biologists. We're not zoologists.
Zoology.
We're just a couple of animal enthusiasts. And if I could just say this, podcast enthusiasts as well.
What?
I love me a good podcast. I have several podcasts that I listen to regularly.
Oh, I thought you meant we knew how to make podcasts.
No, I mean I was a podcast enthusiast.
Oh. I only listen to one. Now 2. I've moved up 2 podcasts now.
Yeah, I have several podcasts. So yeah, a couple notes. To recap, what were they? So it's mono stereo, mono audio now. Less bullshit talking, kind of like what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
But if you ask me, this is sort of the small talk segment of the podcast because me and Raymond don't see each other very often.
Yeah, we don't. It's like once in a blue moon.
It's pretty much once in a blue moon we see each other. So this podcast is big news for us. I'm trying to think if there's any other notes.
You sound like you're gonna cry.
What?
I'm trying to see if there's any notes. You sound like you're gonna cry.
I'm trying to see if there's any more notes. There's another note, but that's less of a note and more of a critique, I'll say. But we're gonna handle it in this episode, and we'll do that when we get to my animal, which I should go first because you went first last time.
Oh, fine. What is it?
Okay. Rude.
What?
So the note that I'm addressing in this episode, come on, man.
They can't see it.
My note that I'm addressing in this episode
Come on.
is a comment left on our YouTube version of the video, which I believe he's the only person who watched the YouTube one.
Was it Gabe and Watch?
Gabe and Watch, friend of the show, Gabe and Watch.
Well, you can hear me scratch. That's cool.
Friend of the show, Gabe and Watch, set up the comment saying that he was upset. He was upset that there was a lack of birds in this episode, a lack of bird talk in our lists and in the episode itself. So I'm going to go ahead and remedy that because my first animal, or my only animal this week, is a toucan.
Ooh, that was
Look at
smooth.
that.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Ooh, that's a nice photo.
That's actually a really nice photo. So here's the thing about toucans. Right?
Oh my gosh.
Awesome. George Lopez, what's up?
Oh my, I don't want to look at that.
Wait, what is it? Is it dead?
No, it's freaking, the part of its bill is freaking cut off.
Oh, so it is.
I'm not looking at that.
So what I didn't know about
Whoa.
toucans is that there are multiple types of toucans.
I was going to say, look at these colors.
I don't remember how many types of toucans.
That's like a police officer.
Not so much that we're talking about birds and not pigs.
Ooh.
Let me fix this sign. This is a professional podcast we're running. So the toucan has 5 genres. That's definitely not genres. Genera. However you say that word. It's like, like remember when we learned about like the classification of animals, like the big you know what I mean?
No.
Okay. So when you learn about classification of animals, like kingdoms and all that, and at the very bottom of species, at some point in there, I think it's the one above species. I think that one's genera. I'm going to call it genera. If I'm saying that wrong, the listeners would not know the difference.
Sounds
so
Italian.
5 genera and over 40 different species. So there's only 40 different types of toucans. That's the first note. Love Fruit Loops. Toucan Sam. Here's one of my notes. My top 3 notes: 5 genera and 40 different species. George Lopez. Toucan Sam. So.
Whoa.
Toco toucans are the most popular ones. So when you think of a toucan, you think of these little guys, where it's mainly like an orangish yellow bill with a little black part at the top, at the tip. I mean, those are called toco toucans.
Whoa.
Those are classic. Those are the most popular species of toucans.
Whoa.
Did I put? I feel like when I looked at them, I was like, "This one that I actually like," but I didn't put those down. But yeah, they're fucking great. I mean, look at the way they look.
I don't think that's real.
Okay, so they are in the same family.
This is glass.
Yep.
Dude, this is $800, this bird. Alright, go on.
This bird? $800 this bird. So I don't know if these are considered other species of toucans, but I have that there are 2 birds that are similar to toucans that I believe are still considered toucans, but they have different names. One of them is a toucanet, so just toucan with ET at the end.
Oh, is it a woman?
Nope, it's a scary looking thing.
What?
They're smaller.
This isn't scary.
No, I'm thinking the other one. Sorry. I
Oh.
put them in order because, in my opinion, when you look at the 3 of them side by side, it looks like a fucking Pokemon.
Whoa.
So
Look at
they're
that.
Cute. The small, the bigs are still pretty big.
This one looks mad.
That one looks a little angry, yeah, a little peeved.
Wah.
Yeah, toucanets, they're smaller, very similar though, just a bird with big beaks. But we're not talking about toucanets. We're talking about toucans. But the step above toucans in my mind, in like this Pokemon evolution, is called an Aracari. Aracari. Nope.
Dude, your toucan's a pizza. How do you spell it?
ARA. That's right. Second one.
Oh, I already looked it up.
Yeah. So these guys are the scary looking ones. They got like sharper bills. Their colors are a little more menacing.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize. Are those like? Would that be considered teeth?
No, not teeth. I have it in the notes here, but they have like parts of their beak or their bill are like sharpened.
That's just a bee.
That's straight up a bee. Can't fool me. Can't fool me, Google. That's a bumblebee. Hi.
Oh,
Okay, so
that's ugly.
Here's another thing. So when I
Whoa.
was researching this, right, they kept referring to these things on their faces as bills. But what's the bill? What's the difference between a bill versus a beak? Because I know ducks got bills. My Wi-Fi's not working. I know ducks got bills. Most other birds have beaks. What's the difference? You know what I mean? Okay, this podcast is turning into like a Seinfeld bit. Okay, back to the fucking toucans.
Are pointed and rounded at the end.
Right.
Ow.
Wait, which ones are pointed? The beaks?
Birds of prey are beaks. Bills are for the sweeter feeling birds.
Interesting.
Striking or pecking? Well, isn't that what a hummingbird does? Which ones? I guess not.
Birds are not predators, are they?
I was thinking of like the.
Birds of prey?
Those are woodpeckers. That's hence the pecking.
Yeah.
Oh, crows
Turns
are.
out toucans and woodpeckers are actually very similarly related, actually. I learned that in my research.
Toucans and what?
Woodpeckers.
Why?
I don't know. I wasn't researching woodpeckers, was I?
This isn't funny.
I think it was the big beak. So, I have a note here. Bills are epic. And here's why. They're super light, so whatever the fuck they're made of. Sorry for the language. Whatever the fuck they're made of, they're really light. So that's what lets them, like, perch up on a really small branch and just kind of fucking chill. And they don't have to worry about falling off because their bills are so light. So there's that. It's, people speculate that they're used to, like, because, like, there's a speculation about why they evolved to have those beaks. Some people say that it's to attract mates. Others say that it's to scare away predators and competitors, like if they're competing for like a worm or a fruit. They're like, damn, that guy's bill is actually rather large, and they leave. Also helps them reach for food, like when they're on a tree. Excuse me, and they need to feed, or they need to grab a food that's inside the tree. What are you looking at? What is this?
It's a
An avocado?
Hey man, whatever you like. Ooh, that's a nice photo.
I mean, what about our audio listeners? They can't see what you're looking at.
Oh,
You
sorry.
need to be a little more descriptive.
No, I can't. All right, go back.
What the fuck? Okay. Yeah, so attract mates, scare away predators and competitors, and then they can reach for food inside, but they also can use it to dig. I don't know what they're digging for. Perhaps a nice juicy worm of sorts. What are you laughing at?
Oh, wow.
What?
I was just thinking of Moab.
Just the noise?
Yeah.
This is a podcast. This is about discussion and speaking.
Can't do that well.
I noticed.
All right, go on.
I picked a rough partner for this podcast. The word toucan comes from the sound that the bird makes. Their songs, apparently, often resemble that of the sounds of croaking frogs. So, I don't know. I'm assuming their name is perhaps an onomatopoeia.
What?
You know what onomatopoeia is?
Is it like sound what it looks like? Or it sounds what it...
The word is what the sound is.
Like tick-tock?
Yeah, or pow. Like a pow. Bang.
Wait, so what's an onomatopoeia? For what you're talking about.
Oh, toucan. So the word toucan comes from the sound the bird makes. So I'm thinking it sounds like a clicking noise, like toucan. Toucan. You have to say a little clicking noise.
Whoa.
Like a ooh and then a cat. That's what I would guess.
All right, do your best one.
I don't know what they sound like.
Well, just do it off that.
Okay, so give me a picture of a toucan and I'll do my impression. Give me a good one, though.
That's a solid one.
Okay. So we have in front of us a picture of a toucan.
There you go, the mouth's open.
Okay. Are you going to do yours after mine?
What?
Are you going to do your impression after mine?
No, it's not my bird, bro.
What the fuck?
Come on, bruh.
Okay, I'm going to make you do an impression of your animal next. This is going to be fun
Oh.
because I know what your next animal is.
Yeah, you cheated.
Okay.
He actually stole my IP address, guys.
I did. I can't lie.
I'm lying.
I got your IP right here. Okay, so if I had to take a guess, I think this guy sound like Tuca.
There's people outside this room.
That wasn't a very loud noise that I made.
The laugh was.
Okay, I can't control my laugh. This guy.
You can cover your mouth.
I did, didn't I? A little too late, but I did. God, you're just upset because you're not as funny as me. Oh, here we go. I have a note why they're similar to woodpeckers. So it's because of the beaks, but also they have a tongue that is long and narrow.
They have tongues?
All birds have tongues.
That's
There's one
crazy.
tongue in the fucking picture right there.
Where?
The tongue in the picture.
Where's the tongue?
I'm looking at the tongue in his mouth.
That thing?
Yeah.
That's crazy. It looks like a stick.
So if you could just let me finish. The tongue is long, narrow, and feather-like.
Whoa.
So it's feather-like because it has little bristles on the end, right? So that when they fucking stick their tongue in a tree, when they pull the tongue out, the bristles like catch like even smaller food on the way down as it goes down its throat. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I know. You see, look at it. You see little bristles on it.
Yeah. Oh.
So it's cool. They have like little tongues. It's neat. Oh. Here's the big note.
Mwah.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know. I don't want to look at it. All right, go on.
There's a toucan that looked like it had a tumor on his head. Look up a toucan sleeping. The positions they take when they sleep is fucking amazing. Look at that. They get in a little ball. They turn their head pretty much 180 and like rest their beak on their body. I mean, like in nature, not on some fucking.
Oh, there you go.
shoulder.
That's a good illustration.
Good artistic representation. See, like that one does it too. It's cute, I think. Like the first picture, I think, is really cute. Look at that. They got
That's
their
a nice
tail
looking
sticking
toucan.
up. Their big toucan beak is just laying on their back, and they're just having a good nap, catching some Z's.
40,000 miles in the air is the only time I catch some Z's. You know that?
I hear that. So
Yeah.
I learned another word. I learned a new word researching these guys, and it's a frugivore or frugivore. I don't know if I'm reading that right. It's basically like their primary diet is fruits and seeds and stuff.
Whoa. That's cool.
So they start their day with an early morning visit to some fruiting trees in their home area before making longer journeys in search of new fruit sites. Toucans are known to catch insects, dine on a tree frog or lizard, and even catch fish. They also steal eggs from other birds' nests.
Oh my gosh. Wait, how does that work?
How does what work?
Sidetrack. I don't think I'm talking to the mic.
Sidetrack.
You know, like chickens lay eggs,
Yeah.
and you know we get the eggs from the grocery store,
Yeah.
and it's just yolk.
Uh-huh.
What's the different?
I don't know if I'm using the word right, but I believe they're fertilized. No.
What does that
Eggs
mean?
already fertilized. Okay. Listen.
So we
I'm not
eating
sure.
dead chickens?
The jury's still out on dead chickens because they're not born yet.
What?
Yeah.
I don't want to eat eggs anymore.
Okay, hold on now. No. Now what I want to know is what did you think an egg was?
For what?
What did you think an egg was? What did you think you were eating?
Well, I knew it was a chicken's egg, but I didn't know the difference between a chicken egg that hatches a chicken and then just this yolk that I can eat.
Oh. No, yeah, it's the same thing. It's just that we take them before they can like sit on them and warm up and have a baby grow in there.
Now I'm sad, dude. I eat egg whites now. Now I don't want to eat egg whites. But it tastes so good.
That's why vegans don't eat eggs, because it's technically not meat, but it's an animal. It's a product of an animal. That's why they don't eat dairy and stuff.
This is a major shift. Whoa.
A paradigm shift. Is that pizza?
I think it's fake.
Oh man. Yeah, so I don't know what the actual term is, but I know like we just take them before they can like incubate an egg. What do you pasteurize? Is that the word I'm looking for?
All egg products are pasteurized as required by the... Oh.
Fertilized. Look up fertilized.
What does that say? Most eggs are sold commercially in the grocery store are from poultry farms and have not been fertilized. In fact,
Hens. In fact, laying hens at most commercial farms have never seen a rooster. Huh.
what's a rooster?
A male chicken.
Whoa.
Hens are the females, roosters are the males.
Chickens are girls?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Just like how bulls are males and cows are
Oh,
females.
I knew that one. I'm literate in that.
You never know. Is a rooster a cock?
That's crazy. So this is a dude.
That's a guy. If I can just say this right now, that's a man.
He does look like a guy. Look at the way he's standing. Chest out and everything.
I'm the cock of the walk.
Look at that one. That one's been
Actually,
through some
fact check
stuff.
me. I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure that's true though. Roosters are males and chickens are. Well, I think specifically hens. I think chickens is like the overarching term.
A male chicken.
Yeah, and then and put hens are female chicken. Are hens female? Female.
Just as we humans are particular
Yeah, okay.
species. Okay.
So yeah, so they're both chickens, but the hen is the male.
So when I'm thinking of a
chicken,
chicken,
the hen,
like the white thing, I'm thinking of...
a hen primarily.
Whoa. That's crazy. That's cool.
It's cool.
Anyway.
You know what? Speaking on that though, when I was talking about the bull and the cow, but I didn't know that the overarching term for those is cattle. Like it's just a cattle. I thought a cattle
Was like a group of them? Yeah.
Crazy side tangent. Anyways, I've seen videos of people like on TikTok where they get a chicken egg, and I don't know what nutrients they're putting in there, but they get like a little syringe and they start putting things in there and they like cover it up. They like crack open the egg a little bit. They get like a syringe and like inject things in there, and over time you see like veins grow and the thing starts to form, and they just make a chicken.
From a store-bought egg?
From a store-bought egg, from what the video's implying, yeah. Again, we're not scientists, so I don't know if I've been duped.
We're just animal enthusiasts.
We're just animal enthusiasts, so I don't know if I've been duped. I've been trolled, if you will, but that is what I am led to believe.
That is so crazy.
YouTube videos and TikTok.
I'm putting this up.
On the Cuckoo Walk.
What is that?
It's a song from the Looney Tunes show. Anyways,
that makes sense.
Ow. So the things on their bills, they're serrated edges. So they're not technically teeth. They're just like sharper edges, and they use it to grasp and catch things. That would be harder to grab normally. And apparently, they also use it to skin animals that they eat.
Oh no! What do they eat?
I think they eat like rats and like smaller little things like that. I think they eat frogs too, actually, which is very sad for me. But I love these guys. They also spar with each other. They just like slap each other around with their big beaks. Just want to look at that. While you do that, I'm gonna make sure. I'm paranoid that these cameras aren't rolling. All clear.
Oh no! That's probably why that beak was dead.
Did you find the video?
Video? Hey.
Well, put sparring with 2 R's, not sparing.
I hate you. Oh.
Sparring. Toucan sparring.
30,000 miles.
Looks like just making out heavy.
Yeah. Ooh.
Heavy making out. Some heavy face loving. Okay, so did you just do it?
Yeah, he did.
They live in groups. They're very social, but they are monogamous.
What does that
Most
mean?
Animals are not. It means they breed for life. Like monogamy.
Brick wall you're passing through.
I don't think that's the phrase you're looking for. Monogamy is like one partner. So most marriages are monogamous.
So they have one mate their entire lifespan?
Yeah, I mean, unless their mate dies and they get a divorce or something. But yeah, monogamous.
Doesn't surprise me.
Why not?
I've been indoctrinated. Go on.
They have spring breeding, so they lay 1 to 5 shiny eggs in a tree, and male and female incubate them for 15 to 18 days. So about 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks for an egg to hatch. And then when they do hatch, they have closed eyes. Actually, look up a toucan egg, because it says it's shiny. I want to know what that looks like.
Toucan egg. Oh, yeah, they are. Unless that's just a sun.
Unless they get oiled up real good.
Egg.
So when they come out, they are they come out with closed eyes and bare skin.
You're telling me.
So, I fucking listen. I love birds. Hate baby birds.
I kind of like it.
Gross. Oh God, I don't want to see that. I'm done with the podcast.
All right.
I'm just kidding. And then they stay in the nest for 6 to 8 weeks, and and during those 6 to 8 weeks is when they kind of like grow their giant bill that they're iconically known for. The big bill, unfortunately, is useless against predators and unfortunately causes humans to catch them for the pet trade. Did you...
There we go.
Can you hear from them?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay. Did the recording fuck up?
I don't know.
You might check it for me?
All right. Cover for me, pal.
It's not like you've been saying shit this whole episode.
It's still recording. Yep. We're good.
The big bill is unfortunately pretty fucking useless against predators, and unfortunately it also is a big reason for humans to catch them for the pet trade because their bills are so nice. So that is very sad that humans just fuck everything up. However, for protection, they depend on their loud voices to warn other toucans and scare off predators. So that's like their only really defense. So basically, if someone comes to them, they're like, all right, well, I die now, but either they get scared of my scream, or I scream and maybe my wife lives. And the final note I have is sometimes they smack their bill against the branch in a defensive display.
Of what?
Like, I guess to scare someone off, just be like...
You don't want to mess with me, pal.
I'm fucking crazy. You want to fuck with me, pal? I'm fucking nuts. But yeah, other than that,
Who would have known?
that's all I got for the notes and research. I did a little less scientific stuff than I did last week with the Om, but that's because the Om is a little bit more of an abnormality in the animal world, I don't know, animal kingdom.
Bless you.
Thank you. But yeah, they're just fucking cool. They look cool. Love Toucan Sam.
This is not a regular
George
Lambo.
Lopez played him pretty well. Macayos, I believe. No, that's a fucking.
It's a parrot. Yeah. Aw, that's nice.
I like the way Rio looks.
I like the way George looks. He's looking.
What's his character's name again?
Couldn't tell you.
Raphael.
Yeah.
Hype.
He's a nice looking bird.
Yeah, I love his design. Rio's a good movie. Go watch Rio. I will say that I had I had a different animal plan. When I saw Gavin Watch's comment about a bird, I was like, I can give you a bird. And it was a different bird. And I'm just going to say it because I probably won't do it for a while because I'm not going to do 2 birds in a row. But I was going to do a flamingo.
Ooh.
I like flamingos. They're cool.
Probably
if I had a
steal that.
lawn, I'd have several lawn flamingos. Tell you that much.
Ooh, that's true. Why is that a thing?
I don't know, but it is, isn't it?
That's pretty
It's just
cool
kind of
though.
synonymous with like when you picture a front yard.
I picture like a 50s nuclear
Yeah.
family, and they have the nice yard, and that yard has a flamingo on it, while the
And
sprinklers
like
going
one of
on.
those, it was like they have sprinklers. They have like those little inflatable pools or like little kiddie pools.
Oh,
like
yeah.
little round ones. There's always some annoying ass kid in there.
Talk about indoctrination.
Talk about.
I love
you
it
say
though.
Indoctrination.
Yeah,
You love indoctrination?
I just love that family thing.
Oh sure.
That's what I want.
I thought you mean you love the idea of indoctrination. But yeah, it's a cool bird. It's a fun bird. If I could meet one, I would.
You go to the zoo.
So what's up? What's up, George?
Actually, I don't know if I've ever seen a toucan. IRL.
I don't have either.
That means in real life.
IRL sense Ryan in real life, if you didn't know. I went to San Diego Zoo, which is actually where I got most of the research from the San Diego Zoo website. I went there last
That's
year,
cool.
like May or something. I didn't recall the toucan. Don't recall a toucan.
Were you in the bird section?
That was it. That was in the bird section.
Are you serious?
The birds? There's not a bird section, you fucking dumbass.
Well, there's a monkey section.
Yeah, because monkeys usually live in the same habitat. Birds are all over the fucking place.
They don't have birds. I don't know, man.
I didn't go to a jungle habitat, if that's what you're asking.
That's not what I was asking.
Okay, because I went to the zoo. I met up with my sister like in the middle of the day. Actually, no, I met with my sister's husband. They were already there for like hours, so we just met where they were. And there was like I saw some elephants, saw a red panda, saw a regular panda.
It's not a regular red panda.
But that's all I gotta say about toucans. Toucans are a wonderful little bird.
Well, there you go. No one listening to this will understand what just happened.
Yeah, maybe you should explain.
I don't want to.
Well, then what's the point of the podcast? All right, you heard it here first, Rex. You guys have to watch the video podcast to get it.
He's probably still won't understand because you can't see squat on the cameras. Basically, Danny said there's no toucans in the San Diego Zoo, so I typed in toucan San Diego Zoo, and on the
I didn't even know that's what you did. I thought you just pulled up a picture of a toucan. Well, there you go. The toucan right there. You want to see a toucan? There it is.
and so I clicked on the first
Don't say I
image,
did nothing for you.
and it says toucan San Diego Zoo animals and plants. So basically, like, or the pictures from the website, but that doesn't prove anything because, as he said, he got the information from the San Diego website zoo. San Diego Zoo
Yeah, I
website.
don't know all the species of toucans. My close favorite is the one that's like black and blue. That one's
Oh yeah, that one looks sick. It's probably on here. IRL.
IRL.
Just start using.
Probably on your IRL.
What are those called?
I don't know.
Abbreviations?
Yeah, abbreviations probably.
Just start misusing them.
We're just using it as like substitute for like no cap or whatever. Is IRL.
IRL.
If I could just say something to you, IRL.
IRL. No pretending. You don't need to mention IRL. For any of you Justin Bieber fans, you'll know where that's from.
All you believers out there.
What? I'll tell that story while I look it up.
The you being a believer story.
Yeah.
So Raymond listens to Justin Bieber. Raymond loves Justin Bieber.
That's it?
I forgot what I was telling. What story am I telling?
There we go. where I was like, I'm not a believer.
Oh yeah,
and then,
so I forgot what song it was. I'm
This is
not
a
I'm not
nice
believer,
photo.
I'm not a Bieber head. But Raymond's a believer, and he was in denial of this because he listens to Justin Bieber all the time. And I was like, "Bro, are you a believer?" He's like, "No, I'm not a believer, bro. I just like his music." And so we were listening to a song of his on YouTube.
Whoa.
Raymond had it up on his laptop. I'm like, "Oh, whoa,
this is a cool website.
it's a high def camera."
This
For those of you who are watching in the car or on a walk, we just saw a fucking close up of this toucan's eye, and boy, that shit is wrinkly.
I like it.
It's actually surprisingly like smooth, like his pupil. There's no like texture to it. It's crazy.
There's other birds like from Rio.
Oh, that's the cockatiel. Anyways, so Raymond was listening to the song. Do you
Hate
remember what the
that
song
bird.
was?
No.
Don't know what the song was. But we're listening to it on YouTube. There's no like music video. It's just like the album art and the song was playing, whatever. And Raymond's like, now this song goes hard. By the way, I'm not a believer, but this song goes hard. And
Yeah.
I said, this song's alright. And then he scrolled in the comments. And like a few comments down, like just like the top 5 comments probably. There was a comment that was like, I love this song. If you listening to this song right now, you're definitely a believer. And it was just perfect timing. Because you're just, I'm not a believer. I just like his music.
And then I could have just hit that.
Yeah, you could have just not shown me the comment.
That's pretty good.
But so Raymond's a believer. I don't find joy in anything. So what's your animal?
All right, so my animal is not really an animal.
Oh.
My animal
Fun second episode.
is a rabbit snail, ladies and gentlemen, folks at home. And so,
Now, is it a rabbit or a snail?
all right, so I'll give you a little backstory. Let's backtrack a little bit. So the reason, ooh, that's cool. So the reason it's called a rabbit snail. All right, talk. Hurry up.
What am I saying? The reason it's called a rabbit snail
Okay.
is for those of you watching at home, if you can't see the pictures.
All right, forget
Imagine
it. Shut up. I'm just kidding. All right, so the reason it's called a rabbit snail for the folks at home who can't listen, or can't,
Who can't just fucking sticker for it.
all right, who can't see what I'm looking at. They're called rabbit snails because they have antennas that look like rabbit ears. Now, in my opinion, they don't look like rabbit ears. They just look like antennas. That's what I would have thought. But people call them. We're just enthusiasts. We're not scientists. So
We're not zoologists or biologists.
So they're rabbit ears.
They are rabbit ears.
They're also called bunny snails, another term for rabbit, in case you guys didn't know. But they're also what are you laughing at? Anyway, they're also called elephant snails, which is what confused me when I went on the website looking for them. And so they're mango colored, as you can see, bright
Ooh,
freaking.
that's a good way to describe the color. I was gonna say it's like an orangish yellow, but it's definitely.
Yeah, I looked it up. I can't take credit for it. They're actually called Tylomenum zemis, like Robert Zemeckis, but zemis. And so they're also known as rabbit snails. And so, first of all, it said conical shell. Now, I didn't know what that meant.
Like cone?
Yeah, exactly. So I had to look it up. And so I put in parentheses cone for me just to remember that.
Conically large snail.
But they're called elephant snails as well because of their large trunks, as you can see.
That one looks like a man thing, bro.
Which one?
The one that you were just on.
Oh. I mean, I
Yeah, they
guess.
do. I never even when you first showed me the picture of these motherfuckers.
Oh my gosh, look at
I
that.
did not notice the trunk, if I'm being honest.
Oh, me neither. Actually, that was the first thing I
I thought it
noticed.
was like a fold in the slime.
No. What's interesting though about this snail, that trunk they use it to like eat food.
That's awesome.
So that's my impression.
Okay. Do it again.
I can't. But what I didn't know about them, apparently you can buy these snails.
Oh, so you're gonna buy a snail finally?
No. All right, so let me give you guys backstory on that. So before I moved back to Phoenix last semester, so like in May, I didn't have a job. I was like in debt. I spent all my money on food. I gained like 80 pounds. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to get a job over the summer. I'll be a fries grocer or a fries bagger and get that bag. Collect that bag.
Take the bag literally and
Yeah.
allegorically, if I can say.
Yeah, the allegorical bag. So I went down to Phoenix for summer vacation. I didn't get a job. I decided to learn more about what I wanted to do with my life rather than just bag groceries. So I learned a lot about story, but that doesn't pertain to this podcast. And so, but before I left, Danny was like, "Yeah, so you get a job there." And I was like, "I'm gonna." Then when I come back home, or when I come back to the apartment, I'll get a job working for where I go to school, up here. Do I say the school? It doesn't matter.
They know we live in Flagstaff.
Anyway, so I go to CCC, Coconino Community. No, I'm just kidding. I go to NAU, and so
Catch me at CCC, bro.
yeah, people said that over the phone. Like, I'm from CCC and I'm transferring to NAU, and I'm like, CCC.
Hold on, give me a second. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got it.
Welcome in.
And
Welcome to the fam. Welcome to the Jacks.
No, I had to help him out. But he no, this doesn't pertain to him. So I cannot get to the point,
He's
dude.
besides the point.
Talking about learning about story, I don't know how to tell him. Wow, dude. I literally got a comment. No, forget it. I'm just kidding.
We'll wait for her to be on the podcast.
Shut up! What the hell is wrong with you,
I'll
dude?
that one out.
Yeah, you will. All right, cut back here.
Okay, you want me to cut it out or you want me to bleep it?
No, you can leave it all in. Anyway, what the hell was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I was like, I'll move back to NAU, and I'll get a job. And Danny was like, all right, so when you get a job, you gotta get a snail. And I was like, bet. All right, I'll get a snail when I get a job. Oh my gosh, look at this one. Hold on, sidetrack. Oh my gosh.
That's huge.
Now
It's not like ours.
Yeah, so there are different types of snails. If you guys didn't know. Now there are different type of rabbit snails, like different types of these specific rabbit snails. And I was so confused. I was like, what the heck? And so there's a bunch of names for them. I'm just not going to go into them. Actually, I can. I just won't right now. But this is a giant snail.
That's fucking huge. That's crazy.
I don't know if it's this rabbit snail specifically, but there is a classification of giant snails.
I don't know if I...
Jeepers Christmas, look at that one.
I don't know if I want to hold one, but I definitely want to... Oh, that is a good picture.
Jeepers Christmas. That one.
Mark that picture for later. I'm going to put that in the thumbnail.
That one. I'll just open a tab. Okay.
I'll save that one for later.
All right. Anyway, back to the story.
Back to the story.
So I don't get a job over the summer. I instead learn about my craft and make a short film and then develop another one and then stop that one and then develop another one and then stop it because I get in school. So I have to redevelop the one I had the first time into
it's a whole ordeal.
10-minute short. That was originally feature-length thing. Whole ordeal. It's way better as a short than a whole thing. Learned a lot. Anyway, I moved back, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want a job because I don't want to be in debt again. And so I was like, oh my gosh. And then I get a job. Great folks. Great people.
Great guys, those guys.
Great. They're women.
Great girls, those girls.
And so, I get to my job, and they have a fish tank in there, and I'm like, oh, word? And so they have a fish named Carl, and then they had a snail in there, and I was like, oh, that's a cool snail. I don't remember the name. I don't think it had a name. So I'm there. I'm there a week, and then and so the next week I come in, snail's dead. Snail apparently gets caught up in the filter. And so you can actually, and the shell was just laying on the bottom of the seabed, and the snail was still inside the filter.
Oh my
and so I actually saw it. So RIP snail. And then I told them, I was like, hopefully my roommate doesn't remember, but I'm not getting a snail. And he told me I should get a snail, and I said I would. And then
did I say you should? You said that you would.
And so I come back to the apartment after work, and then I tell him about this whole dead snail ordeal, and then he remembers, and I was like, son of a. And so I'm not getting a snail because apparently rabbit snails only last 2 to 3 years.
Really?
And that snail lasted a week, from my recollection. They probably had them before, but that was the first week of school.
Yeah.
Did they just have a snail in there over the summer?
That's a good point. I'm sure someone had to work that building because people were calling over the summer, right? Someone had to be working there.
I mean, they do it over email. Like some of my coworkers, like there's only 2 of them, but they're hiring a third. But they sometimes they work from home, and they work in the office.
Calls and stuff.
Yeah, and they they're advisors, so they work over email. Anyway, long story short, if you get a snail, don't think you're gonna have it for your entire life. Because they will die in 1 to 2 years.
That's pretty much the case for most animals, for most pets, except for birds.
How long have you had Pepper?
6 years.
Like I said.
I think her lifespan is like not even 10, though.
Oh, for you. Whoa. So for you folks at home who don't know Pepper, Pepper is this
beautiful little French.
is this funny looking miniature French bulldog.
Gorgeous looking French bulldog.
Insert a photo right there. Yeah, so we just like do it over mine and then over yours. For those folks at home, you won't understand it. All right, so anyway, back to the story. Actually, back to just golden elephant snails. That's what they're called. Golden elephant snails. However, I like rabbit snail because look at that little fella. Man, look at that eye.
The face itself looks like a Star Wars character.
All right, so that's my second impression. But you can actually their ears are antennas. What was the other thing?
Couldn't tell you.
Oh man. But what's weird is like their entire body is one muscle.
Really? Is
So
that all snails or just this one?
I don't know if it's all. I read it on this
That
one.
would make sense.
So to move, they have to contract the entire body. Like that.
That's crazy.
It's cool. Apparently they're very peaceful creatures. They're not very aggressive by any means. They will fuck you up though if you get by them. No, I'm just kidding.
If they so choose.
That's my only cuss on this podcast, I promise. I don't like to cuss.
For the whole series?
I hope so. It makes me feel icky. But they're very curious about the surroundings. So if you like see them in like your tank, or like if you have a rabbit snail at home, like they're just gonna be walking around the seabed or the bed of the thing, and like they will not notice anything around them. They're just like
Tunnel vision.
yeah, they're just like going. They're active.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, if their shell flips over though, they're dead. So be cautious of that. But if they're just sitting there, they're probably not dead.
Why do
They don't have to be dead.
Wait. If they're toasted over, then it means that they're dead? Or
If you see it with the shell over, it's probably dead.
Oh, I thought you were saying that if the shell gets flipped over, it just dies.
No.
I was like, damn.
But sometimes they're like the ohms from last week. Callback, where they're just
Check
sitting.
out episode 1, The Allegorical Goat, on Spotify and all streaming platforms. If those streaming platforms.
You're lying.
Spotify
I was gonna say, I'm like, it's not on Apple. That's
I don't know how to get it on Apple. I don't have an Apple phone.
I mean, you have an Apple computer.
I guess I don't know.
I gotta get me an Apple computer.
You should. It's super good.
They seem so cool. Oh my god. Anyway, back to the story. I said, "Gosh." Okay. Man, what was I saying? Oh yeah. But if they're just sitting still like ohms for 7 years, they don't sit still for that long. They're not. You don't figure out if you think they're dead. They're probably not.
But they can just chill for a while.
Yeah, they can just chill for a while. So right. So there's several different types of rabbit snails in stores today. Get yours now while they're hot.
Go to your local Petco.
But there's one called the yellow poso rabbit snail, the chocolate poso rabbit snail, the golden spotted rabbit snail, the yellow spotted rabbit snail. What? I didn't read these beforehand. White spotted rabbit snail, black rabbit snail, orange rabbit snails, gold rabbit snails, which is probably the one we're seeing right now. And then there's some more common than others. Anyway, under good conditions, their lifespan can be 1 to 3 years, like I said, and maybe longer with any luck. Who knows? God willing. And it's not uncommon for them to rest motionless for long periods of time, like I said. So I'm just rereading these. But if you do get these I don't know why this is an endorsement for rabbit snails as a pet for you to get. They're great tank cleaners. So they'll keep you entertained with their curious exploration of your aquarium.
You can watch these babies for hours.
But apparently they like scoop up the algae in the tank, so it's never gonna be like Finding Nemo when they get all green.
All green and shit.
Yeah. Welcome, brother shark bait. Shark bait. Ooh-ha. Enough of the shark bait. Shark bait. Shark bait. Dude, that movie's so good. Sidetrack. If you guys haven't seen Finding Nemo, you have to watch Finding Nemo. This is probably one of the greatest films of all time. No exaggeration. No IGL. No pretending you don't need mention. No IGL. NGL.
No, not gonna lie.
That's what, you remember I said it earlier. It was a callback.
You said no IRL.
I know. That's why. Oh, well, there you go. I fumbled the bag. First time I fumbled the bag ever.
In the last hour, sure.
Oh, you're so cool.
I am.
When's the last time you fumbled the bag?
I haven't ever.
You just did.
How so?
You just lied.
Is that foaming the bag now?
You just did. You hear that?
Yes, the Lord.
What? Anyway, this is dead silence.
Raymon talked about sexism,
Yeah.
and he's against it.
Yeah. I mean, I was against it before I said that stuff.
What stuff? So this is episode with Frasier, right?
Yeah. It's a great show. It's a Christmas episode, as I said. Anyway. I don't know if I have any.
Text will interrupt my.
I don't think so. It'll just go
Register for it, you know.
as they walk.
Keep them entertained.
Okay. So as rabbit snails walk, they drag their feet, which moves through muscle contractions. So as this muscle contracts, their shells arch and they pull their spiral shell along with them. Because like I said, their entire body is a muscle, essentially. So they don't have little legs. They're just sludging along. One sludge at a time. And that's just a good lesson for life, pals. Folks of all ages. Take it one day at a time. So as like a rabbit snail, take it one sludge at a time. That's your new mantra right there. Put it on a sticky note. Put it on your wall.
That's the episode of the podcast. That's the episode name.
What, one sludge at a time?
One sludge at a time.
Hey, that's my mantra. Mine's slow and steady though.
Okay, so which is it?
What?
What's your mantra?
My mantra specifically?
Yeah.
Slow and steady.
Okay.
And then you can extend that to wins the race. But I just like slow and steady. But like not slow and steady. Slow, like hyphen or whatever that is. N, the letter N, steady.
So slow space N hyphen.
Whatever this one is.
That's a hyphen.
Okay, yeah.
So
Slow
hyphen N with the letter N.
Letter N, steady. I could have just typed it out for you.
So slow hyphen N.
Oh my gosh.
There's not a second hyphen? That's an apostrophe.
Oh, my bad. What's a hyphen?
The dash.
Oh, I get you. I didn't know. I'm not good in grammar. I was not taught that.
I don't know if that's right. Let me see if I can see it.
Or punctuation? Is that it?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
So anyway, the muscles contract. So what is the foot anyway?
What do you mean?
That's what it says here. The rabbit snail foot actually refers to.
I thought this is another egg situation. So what are feet?
Yeah, I'm a good actor. I actually learned from Marlon Brando. You know, I studied him. A Streetcar Named Desire, On the Waterfront, The Godfather, The Wild One. These are just movies starring Marlon Brando. He's a method actor.
That sucks.
Why does it suck? Is it just like a new thing where people hate it?
I just don't like method acting.
I don't
like it
care.
because every time someone does it, it's always because they're playing an asshole.
Yeah.
And everyone they've ever worked with, like, they're an asshole. They're
Well, that's the
just
thing.
mean to me.
Because Marlon did it, and he wasn't like a jerk. Like the woman actress he was working with On the Waterfront, where he learned method acting. She was like, he's a sweetheart. He like didn't.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I don't care. I don't have a problem with it as a concept. It's just that
When people
it's kinda
do it,
icky.
yeah, and they pass it off
Every
as
time you hear
yeah.
it, it's like Joaquin Phoenix was depressed for 7 months, or
Jared Leto sent rats.
dead rats
Yeah.
and used condoms to Margot Robbie and Will Smith. And it's like, all right, man, go to hell, I guess. Or like, yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. Like even like I remember, I think Paul Dano didn't do it for Riddler. And his performance was pretty good, but he didn't do it. He was just,
Didn't he put like a bag over his face?
I mean, for the character, that's what the character wore.
Oh, I thought he like
His
did
head
it,
was saran wrapped.
and I was like, well, that's what you get, pal.
Well, because there was like articles where he was like, Paul Dano couldn't sleep at night, but he was just not because he had like nightmares, just because he was like, I'm fucking exhausted because I can't sweat when there's saran wrap on my face.
Yeah, it's not a regular Lambo.
I don't know what that means.
So the rabbit snail foot actually refers to its body. So its whole body, like I said. So it allow it to one step forward. During their wandering, like I said, they become completely uninterested in anyone around them. So they're loners, but they're not afraid to be out and about in public. So they're loner ones.
They don't mind taking a nice stroll down.
I respect them.
Down Sunset Boulevard.
And so I'm just going to read what it says. Most of what they do all day is look for ways to clean your tank. If only we had rabbit snails to clean our homes! Exclamation point. They scoop up algae and
Detritus?
thank you. So you don't have buildup in your aquarium. That's all I got on rabbit snails.
That's all he has on rabbit snails.
But
these guys are good.
it doesn't really matter
So
because
they all this golden color? Oh, never mind, I'm stupid.
no. So let me look up.
So you said there were some spotted ones.
Yeah, rabbit
Any
snail.
blue ones by any chance?
Yeah, just probably colors. Oh, eggs. I want to look at that next.
Eggs. Oh, that's another thing about snails that would suck if Raymond got a snail. Snails hatch eggs or lay eggs.
So they got this ugly green
like,
one.
ooh, looks like a boogie.
Looks like
Snails
ooh.
lay eggs like nobody's business. And so unless you want, I don't know,
Oh, there you go.
entire ecosystem in your tank, you have to just squash the eggs.
Yeah, and I don't want to do that.
Just hundreds of
Oh my
small
gosh.
abortions.
That's crazy.
Are those the eggs?
I would assume they're
Those
white.
small babies.
I know. Oh, there's another one.
That's kind of funny that they like just like drop them along as they go along. Like instead of having like, a little nest or whatever, they're just like, oh, there's an egg. There's a child. Have you even birth?
Wait, sir, all snail. How do they create?
Snail sex.
Yeah.
That was the answer. Snail sex.
But how do snails have sex? That's so crazy. Like animals having sex. Like the positions they would get in.
Oh, sure.
I think about that all the time. I'm just kidding.
I'm never not thinking about animal sex.
Because you know how dogs do it.
Yeah.
I don't know how cats do it.
Why would cats do it any different?
I don't know. I've never seen a cat.
They have a penis and a vagina.
I've never seen that.
Respectively.
I've never seen that. I've never seen a lion's.
I know, but you can reasonably reason that they...
I don't know how birds do it. I know how turtles do it. I've seen the meme.
Birds I can understand. Turtles, yeah, I've seen turtles. They're the same thing. When I look up snail sex, when snails copulate, 2 penises enter 2 vaginal tracts. Both snails in a pairing transfer sperm... Wait, what? Both snails in a pairing transfer sperm, but whichever snail got into the best shot with the dart has a better chance of ultimately fertilizing eggs. Wait, what? Hold on.
Say less. Oh, yeah, so just like humans.
Most
Wait,
so the thing is that
what?
What I found
It's
out,
on the shell?
So what I just found out...
You're lying, bro.
So what I just found out is that... Because when snails copulate, you realize I said 2 penises enter 2 vaginal tracts. So they're both doing it to each other. And so I'm like, wait a second, do they have sexes? Do snails have sexes? And actually, most snails are hermaphrodites, which means that they can be both male and female at the same time.
Whatever it is has that.
What am I looking at there?
I'm not sure.
Are we looking at snail sex?
Yeah.
Well, that's what the search bar says, doesn't it?
This one made sense. And I'm like, wait a second, that's a shell.
So that's why they reproduce so quickly. It says different snails reproduce differently, but most snails are hermaphrodites. Being a hermaphrodite means that any given snail can be both male and female at the same time. This can make it a lot easier for snails to reproduce and quickly make a whole lot of snails.
Wait a second. So if I have just one snail, how is it going to produce eggs if it doesn't have... Is it sexing itself?
I don't think it would. I don't think they're asexual. I don't think they asexually reproduce.
So I wouldn't have a problem.
No.
So why did you bring that up to me and made me scare me that I had to kill eggs?
I just thought it was a fun fact. I didn't realize it was going to scare you.
What? What are you doing?
I'm looking up if snails can asexually reproduce.
What was I going to say? I was going to say something.
Oh, here we go. Well, it depends. Some hermaphrodite snails do not need another snail to reproduce, but can make more snails all by themselves. This is called asexual reproduction.
Asexual reproduction.
Are hermaphrodites, but still need another snail to reproduce. This is called sexual reproduction. That's funny.
Isn't that
So I
a
guess it
regular
depends. I
lembo?
don't know about elephant snails specifically.
Do bears have sex like us?
Not like me, tell you that much.
Oh. Yeah.
I don't know what that means. But yeah, they would do the same. Yeah.
What was the animal I said? Birds? There was another one. How do octopuses do it?
I don't know. Sharks, though, I know they have like a penis with like 2.
Oh, I don't want to think about that.
Okay, my bad. I only know that because we have a friend who one time I was on Discord with them.
He has a shark?
Nope. And they were saying, or she was saying, do you think Shark Boy from Shark Boy and Lava Girl has a shark penis? And I was like, that's a good question. What's a shark penis look like? And I looked it up, and now I know what a shark penis looks like.
Cool.
Go ahead and. I'm just kidding.
Oh man, I was gonna say something.
I hope so. This is a podcast after all.
I'm trying to think. There was another animal that I was like, how do they have sex? I can't think of it.
I don't remember what you said.
No, I remember what I said. Do frogs have sex like us?
Ooh, probably.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
I had a story. That's what it was. So my sister has had this rabbit for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And for all 4 years, its name's Oakland for the Raiders before they moved to Las Vegas. I just call it Rabbit. I'm like, hello, Rabbit. That's literally what I say verbatim whenever I see the rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
But some call it Oakland. Others call it Hippity Hop.
It's a rabbit of many names. That's right.
Yeah, so either Oakland, Rabbit, or Hippity Hop. Yeah, and so the reason it's called Hippity Hop is because my dad wants to hippity hop it all the way to the bunny boiler and cook that MF. It's just been a joke, but he has put it in the pot with the lighter on. But he just turned it on, so my sister took it out, so we're fine. Apparently, rabbit meat's pretty lean, like no fat, which is cool. I'm not gonna eat a rabbit. Yeah, and so anyway, so for 4 years, my sister's had this rabbit. Now she got it from my cousin, who had another rabbit named Dallas, which is why she named it Oakland. And Dallas was a beautiful looking rabbit, like gray blue type fur. It was like a lean machine. And my sister's is like a ball, a poofy ball, a lot of fat on it. And so yeah, and she's like a brown color. She's nice, but Dallas, looking beautiful. And so we had it for 4 years. We still have it. It's still alive. Not like the snail. She's had it for 4 years. I'm pretty sure 4 or 6 years. It had to be 4. But she's had this rabbit. Now Dallas was a male. Oakland is a female, and so one day, my sister brings it out of its cage, whatever, and she out of her cage from the room, and she brings it out and then lets her like jump around, whatever in the living room, before she picks it up and puts it in the cage in the family room. It's a bigger cage, and so like Dallas or Oakland's running around, and then my dad's like, Nathia, what is? Well, I guess I just named her. He's like, what is? No, it doesn't matter. She didn't watch this. But he was like, Nathia, what is she doing? And the rabbit's humping my sister's leg. And my sister's like, oh, she just does that sometimes.
It happens.
And then my dad picks up the rabbit and then flips it over. And he's like, what is that? And they're like 2 little like red line things, a pee-pee. And then
wait, it had 2 penises?
they're like, I don't remember. I don't know. I didn't get a good look when he showed me.
I wasn't staring at the penis.
But
I really glanced at it.
well, I don't think I was there. Actually, I was. I just had my headphones on because I was studying. But
Quick penis glance.
and so my dad was like, I think this is a penis. And then they looked it up, and so Oakland's a male. So we've had it for 4 years, and my sister still calls it she and like a girl, but it is confirmed. And apparently my cousin didn't know either. And Rabbit has just been humping my sister's leg, and she's never thought, I think this may be a male.
That's not where I thought the story was going to go. So it turns out that your rabbit, as far as you guys were concerned,
It's not my rabbit.
Okay. Your family rabbit, as far as you guys were concerned, was a female until you found a penis on it.
Until my dad did,
Yeah.
and saw it humping my sister's leg.
So it turns out it had always been
It's always been a male.
Huh.
I don't know how they didn't see that
Yeah.
penis thing. Especially because they know Dallas is one.
Yeah. That's interesting. That's not
Yeah.
how that story was going to go.
Dallas is dead
Because,
now, though.
You know, it's... okay.
Yeah.
Dallas.
I forgot how he died.
I had a rabbit.
He was a
Didn't
cool
die-
rabbit.
Didn't die too pretty. It
You had
was
a rabbit?
pretty traumatizing death.
I think you're lying to me.
I'm not lying to you.
Oh.
I don't want to say it on the podcast. I also don't want to say it to you. I don't want to ruin your childlike sense of wonder.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. So,
Yeah, no problem.
yeah, no problem. I thought it was gonna go like, cause like like it's pretty. Hello. It's pretty like well known that rabbits mate like crazy. So I thought you guys were just gonna wake up one morning and there'd be hella rabbits.
Oh, no. There was... I can't say that story. It involves dead rabbits. I think there were rabbits. It had to be
You ever
rabbits.
experienced the miracle of birth,
Uh,
human or otherwise?
my cousin pulled the little puppy out of the female dog.
And you witnessed?
It was stuck.
But you saw it happen?
I saw it.
That's crazy.
That's how I got my dog. She was one of those little pups. Still alive, still kicking.
Still kicking.
Over 10 years we've had that dog.
10 years that dog.
Over 10 years.
Over 10 years that dog.
I didn't realize she was an old lady.
I have a very specific memory of I was watching Adventure Time. The new episode just dropped, fresh out the oven. This episode.
Fresh off the boat.
Then I was sitting there on my couch watching this episode, and then my dad said, "Hey," I said, "How's it going, Dad?" And he said, "Dog's having birth." He jumped with the puppies. I was like, "Damn, I can't pause this because it is live TV. It is a live premiere." So I guess I missed this episode, and so I went to go help. I don't remember. It was very dark at this point. I don't remember if I actually saw the puppies leaving, but puppies are like blind and shit, and they're just kind of like crawling around. So just to make sure that they didn't crawl too far, I was just kind of like herding these puppies. But it's
Come
funny.
back.
Those guys are funny because they just kind of crawl around blind for like weeks. It's also sad because sometimes they just don't make it.
Yeah, that happened to... I think it was the same birth one.
It's sad.
I don't know how many dogs there were.
It's a beautiful life and death.
Yeah.
It's a cycle.
Yin and yang.
The
Is that what
purple
that is?
No, but it's close enough. Yin and yang is, I believe, peace and chaos.
Oh, so yin and yang.
So pretty much yin and yang.
What does chaos lead to?
Peace.
What?
Meaning
What does peace lead to?
chaos.
I don't get it. I'll never get it.
Oh, I'm stupid. So
You know the
yin
word
and yang just means opposites. It's basically all I know is that yin and yang represents the idea of balance.
Why are we still looking
The
at
two
snail
forces
sex?
that are, yeah, it's just been pictures of snail sex on our computer this whole time.
Okay, there's that one.
Oh man, that's funny.
Look at that. Pals right there.
But yin and yang basically just is the idea of two opposing forces living in a
Okay.
balance. Like that's why there's like a bit of white and the black and a bit of
Life and death.
Yeah, so life and death, peace and chaos, yin and yang.
Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. You know where that's from?
It sounds very familiar.
It's Ghostbusters.
That's
The good one.
Oh, the 2016 one? Yeah.
What are you...
See you next time, guys.
Are you feeling a little bit? Are you feeling a little good?
No.
Okay.